Wow, what's up? This is Platinum No Limit Rap Artist, Mr. Serv-On from Historic No Limit Records, man. And I'm coming up next. Only Touch Greatness podcast, man. Trust me, if you're not touching this podcast, you're not touching greatness, bro.
That's what made everybody be like, yo, that's why we love these artists today because you remember you had to go all the way to go get that. I remember one time I walked to go get Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP, and I always said one day that I'll always get a Master P and a
Oh,
Mystical on one of y'all CDs. I always said, because I used to always steal my brother's stuff, and I was like, man, I gotta stop stealing my brother's stuff to go buy the CD every Tuesday because he wouldn't let me do it. So I was like, yo,
man.
the
I
agony
know
of
dudes. I know dudes. Excuse me. I know dudes, man, that tell you, I had my mama bring me to go get your CD, Serv. I'm like, damn, that's that hit deep, man. You
yeah,
know, you
dude.
mentioned Eminem. You talking about somebody hit the game with it like a sledgehammer? And you talking about somebody that could rap, dog? They can say what they want, like Jay said, the white boy. Hey, that dude there, too.
And he's a student of the game. That's why what makes him even more special.
And he was another one. You know, they was at awards and he asked, was one of the people of No Limit was me, and I was like, man, get out of here. He know my name. You know
He
and
stay
see
taps
that's
in.
and see the game. That's how different it is. I'm excited because somebody like him knew my name. Another rap artist. I wasn't jealous of him. I just wanted, like he knew when I met Scarface, my idol. It's Pac and him and Pac run neck and neck for me, right? And I walked up, I got the courage. Now I got a whole gold album and another one going to platinum. I took a deep breath, man. Took a deep breath. I saw him, and it was like he right there. He right standing up. I forgot where we was at, what city he was in, and I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm going to introduce myself, man. I just want to shake his hand, man. I just need to see him up close. See, that's the difference of the way it was back then and here. And I took my deep breath, and Kale was like, where you going? I said, man, that's face right there. He said, you going over there? I said, I'm going over there, bro. I got to meet him, dog. Even if I just shake his hand and say, man, I love your music. It's cool. Man, I walked up and he was talking to somebody, and I was standing there, and I said, I won't bother. He said, Serv-On, what's up, bro? I felt like life had left my body. I felt like I finally made it. All the records I'd already sold. I'm like, my idol know my name, bro. I stood there for a
Yeah.
second like I was dumb. He was just
Yeah.
he said, well, what's happening with you, man? I said, man, you know my name, dog. I was gonna tell you, miss. He said, I know your name, man. And I was like, oh, I said, no offense. He said, no, man, I like you. I said, wait, say that again.
Oh my goodness.
If I could have got a bullhorn and let everybody hear that again, bro,
Yeah.
then we didn't have the phones we had. Then I would have pulled the phone out and said, say it again for me, please, for the world, so they could just know, bro, you know my name. And that's the difference,
Yeah.
man. That's all I ever wanted. For each one of them that was on my wall to know my name.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I was like, at least hopefully y'all see me. That's why I'll be like, even when I seen like it goes back to Courtney stuff, man. When I seen you on the live, I'm just watching this like, cause he'll go live, maybe he'll have his shirt off and not, but he'll always go live and just talk the way he always talk. And then I'd be looking, I'd be like, man, I'm just tapping in, and then next thing you know, he's seeing it. I'm like, yo, he's seen my comment. I'm like, yo, just getting that, and even with like the podcast, just like seeing that and having everybody, because everybody damn near was on my wall, but it's
Yeah.
just like, and seeing that and getting that feeling, because we've actually got that with him, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, he's actually seeing the same vinyl that I bought. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. And I appreciate it from you, man, because I understand it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm telling you, bro, you won't see somebody like Face could have tried to say, man, this dude crazy. I'm just standing there, bro, with my mouth open, like, I want to call my mama, bro.
Right.
God rest her soul. I wanted to call my mama.
RP to
Mama,
mine too. That's
I
how I
did, I
felt.
did, I did call her later. I said, Mama, I met Scarface. She said, what? I said, you know what song? And she said, "Oh, wait, that Mister." I said, "Yeah, Mister Scott." She
Went up
said,
the
"Cause she used
round
to
the
tell
block.
me." My mom
Yeah.
used to tell me, she said, "I'm gonna beat the tricks out you. If ghetto play tricks on you, play one more side." I'm like, man, dog, and in the diary and all this stuff, his albums,
Mm.
man, that was everything to me, dog. And I think artists of today don't get to feel that feeling of saying, okay, I'm doing my thing, he doing his thing, but that's my idol right there, and he know my name, dog. They don't. They so vain, even though they're so talented. The young people, they
Yeah,
so
they are.
vain. They forget about the nostalgia of what this really is. Because yeah, you want to make money for your family and things like that, and get nice things, but you always want the respect of your peers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Because you couldn't tell me after that. I was like, and no matter what, all the numbers I did. I still was like, okay, yeah. But when that man said my name, bro, I knew I made it. That was, people always ask me, what was the moment you know you made it? It wasn't a check that P gave me and stuff like that, because that was for my mama. That was like, mama, you don't have to work no more. You good. But when Face said my name, I made it, bro.
That's all you need.
so
That's
I'm
all it.
look, I'm
That's hip hop.
somebody,
That's the
man.
culture.
I'm really somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was about, man.
A badge
That's
of honor from the culture.
so my
Yeah,
next
that's what it
question
was.
my next question is going to be, what is your career personal highlight? Like something you look back on. Would you call this meeting Scarface maybe your career highlight?
Meeting Scarface was, I would say, that was the one,
Mm-hmm.
because I am, I am him. My style, with the deep, dark stuff and things like that, and the songs that I'm known for. You know what I'm saying? I am him. You know what I'm saying? He is who I listen to. He is who I felt comfortable being. You know what I'm saying? Never seen a man cry, and I'm like,
Mm. Mm.
these songs, man. And he was everything. He was everything to me, man. Like he's somebody I study. If I do songs and you hear me change my voice sometime in between verses, that was from him. That was
Great.
because of who he was. Okay, the back of the day, taking care of my body and everything, and for the females, that was LL. My anger side was Pop, but Face was everything. Face was like, think about it, Mr. Serv-On, Mr. Scarface, Mr. Scarface, Mr. Serv-On. Think about it, Mr. Scarface, Mr.
Mr.
Serv-On.
Serv-On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
that's it was everything, bro. And he said my name, bro. I could have quit right then and there, bro. I wasn't ready. I ain't gonna die because I wanted to see what else was gonna go on. But I could have just gave it up. I'm done. I made it. I'm good. Face know my name. None of y'all can't tell me nothing.
You
And
can't tell me shit, right?
then I got a for sure confirmation because Mia, when him and Mia, had a relationship, I was like, Mia, you gotta call him. She said, you always talk about your server. I said, get out of here. And she called him on the phone. He's like, what's going on with you, man? I'm sitting there like, oh shit. She's like, say something. I was like, oh man, I'm all right. He's like, when people will see Michael Jackson, that's how I felt about seeing him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he knew my name. I, I'm,
okay.
I'm, I'm, I'm good, bro.
You don't need
That's
nothing
how it is.
else from that. Like that's like
Rap can't give
sky's the
me
limit.
nothing else. I had a number one album in the world. I'm always be in history. My kids can look me up, and I got to meet Face though, bro. I've got to buy my mama a house. I got to meet Face, and I got a number one album out this, man.
Wow,
What
that's
more?
awesome.
What more, man?